everyone. My name is Angie. I am the love of your life. Welcome to my channel. We're going to jump back into part two. We did part one. Monday is called Malignant Narcissist. It's the story how I um, went through the transition from being with a malignant narcissist. Um, through a DB shelter, then fighting child custody and child support. I left off when I went to the DB shelter, so we're gonna pick up right where we left off. So this is part two. So if you haven't checked out part one, go check it out. I believe I posted it Monday. So this part is when I first walked in the DV shelter and that process and up until this point. I want to say something. If you're not 18 years of age and older, please exit my video. My video is not for kids. It's for adults. We talk all things waking up, narcissists, escape plans out of abusive relationships, women who experience abusive relationships, how to get yourself together, how to start back over. I had to start back all over with everything, and I'm here now. I'm safe. My child is safe. Um, so I'm gonna wait for my mods, but okay, you know, one of them ones. You know, one of them ones. That's here. So we're gonna make my coffee and then we're gonna jump right into part two. Dex, you gotta get them up out of here. Like get their ass up out of here. If they start being disrespectful, we're gonna make our coffee and we're gonna head to the bedroom and start part two of my story. I love my bed, but we're not gonna make it today. So, this is part two. non-copyrighted music. So this is part two of when I went to the DV shelter. So the DV shelter, I end up calling around for various DV shelters. Now this part I'm gonna tell the DV shelter part, the housing part, case managers, like everything that happened to me in the shelter and how I found myself here because they were some hating ass bitches and then they didn't want to help me. So I called around to various DVs solo. I called around to various um DV shelters. I finally found a DV shelter. I got in got in contact with a case manager. She did a whole interview. It took me three. It was like they had three interviews. The first interview with the case manager. The second interview was with the director, I guess, over the facility, and then the third interview. It was like a collective of all the administration of the DB shelter. So I got through all three interviews. They paid for me two hotel room stays. After the two hotel room stays, I went directly to the shelter. I had put all my stuff in storage, and I put all my stuff in storage and packed. I had a truck at the time, that Mercedes Benz truck. I had a Mercedes Benz truck out pulling up to the DB shelter. I packed as much stuff as I could in the truck, and me and my son went to the shelter. She gave me the address. I made it there. As soon as I made it there, my case manager, she was the only no, it was her. Let me get it right. She was African American, and it was this other lady was African American. Now the other lady who was African American, she used to pack the bags. Like every week in the DV shelter, they give you a list of things that you may want, things that you may need, like soap, deodorant, tissue, paper towels, dish soap, da 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 da. It's pretty much it's a shelter, but you are not sharing your space with anyone. It was basically like a one bedroom apartment. So, but the way it was made is you pull up to the facility, they open the gate, you drive in, you park. Now you had to show them your license, you had to show them your your insurance because the parking lot, like if you get into any accidents with other moms, they want to make sure you're insured. If you didn't have insurance, you couldn't park on the lot or whatever. So I gave her my insurance, my license, all that. Um, so we pull up and I walk in and my case manager, it's like you pull up and it's the front door and you go in. That's where all the apartments are in this one little building. But they give you the key to the apartment, but every time you leave from there, you have to turn your key in, and not only turn your key in, you have to take like a piece of paper and put it in a machine, and it would timestamp that the time you left. Like, say for instance, I leave out at 8:10, you put it in the machine, it'd be like 8:10. They also want you to know, they want to know where you're going. They want you to write down where you're going just in case something happened to you. But I was like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing all that. Like, that's a little bit too nosy for me. I'm gone. I'm leaving. So I walk in and my case manager, the initial look on my case manager face, I just saw it being a problem. When me and my son walked in with my belongings and she was standing at the front door, the look that she gave me, the way she looked me up and down, I I just got a feeling in the gut, in the pit of my stomach that shit was finna turn left. I knew shit was finna turn left. You feel what I'm saying? So I had a room on the second floor in the back. It was when I say it was crack like it was crackerjack small, but I didn't give a fuck. Long as I had a place to stay. This apartment was really, really small, like the bedroom, the kitchen area, and the bathroom. That was it. The bedroom, the so my J bed was on one side, my bed was on the other side. You walk in, it was a little couch right there, and then it was like a little kitchen table, a TV up there, refrigerator, stove, cabinets. That's it. She had like provided food. Like she was asking me on the interview on the phone, like what are you and your kid, what are you and your child like? So I told her what I like. She had gave me like stuff like um milk, juice, bread, vegetables, stuff like that. So she walked me in the apartment. I started crying, like, cause I was like, oh my God, I thought I never had been to a shelter. So I was thinking like it would be like bunks next to bunks. I thought shelters be like bed, 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 bed. Like you walking in a big ass room with beds, 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 beds. But no, you're walking in, she walked me in like a little kitchenette, like a little studio. You could say it was like a studio apartment. She had an attitude and shit. I think she had gave me some chicken and shit, and I was cooking some chicken, and she ran upstairs and she was like, "Girl, I smell your chicken. Everybody smell your chicken." And I'm like, "For real?" Okay. Now, my son, I think he was in preschool at the time, and I had to switch my son from morning classes to the afternoon classes because there at the DV shelter, it was mandatory that you attend classes there. So they want you to take your child every day and drop them off to school and come back and attend their classes there. They had classes Monday through Friday. Monday, they might have a cooking class. Like Tuesday, they might have a sewing class. Wednesday, they might have a knitting class. Thursday, they have an art class. Friday, they have a financial awareness class. They had classes, so it was a mandatory that you take your child to school, come back. But the whole thing about it is, it was only those classes were only mandatory 3 to 4 months. Like after 3 to 4 months, you don't have to go to classes. You should be out of there. It was only meant to be a 3 to 4 month program. After 4 months, you should have been graduating and out of that motherfucker in your own place. They wasn't gonna hold you longer than 3 to 4 months. That's what they told me. So the next morning, I gave her my documents, gave her my social, because they gotta run your name. She actually went like overstepped her boundaries and shit. Like had police come up there to run my license plates, and I wake up in the middle of the day. I mean, wake up in the middle of the night, motherfucking police is walking around my car, running my plates and all that weird shit. So you gotta give me your social security card, your birth certificate, all that to prove like you're not, you're a citizen and whatever. I gave her all my documents and shit. So the classes, they want you to drop your kid off every day, come right back there so you can attend classes, sign in sheet. The classes is anywhere from 2 hours, 1 hour to 2 hours. They try to keep you busy, keep you doing this, keep you doing that. Now, when I first got there, it was a director there, and I guess the director had already made her decision to leave. She was cool. Like when I made it there, it was October. I made it there October of 2023. I remember because the first class, it was Halloween, and it was like this class where they used to teach you like how to block all the negative thoughts and how to just sit in silence and concentrate. And I don't know if she was trying to hypnotize us or it was about manifestation. I don't know. I still don't know to this day. It was either she was trying to hypnotize us or she was teaching us how to manifest. I'm still up. That's still up for a debate. So that was the first class where she'll tell you to sit back, get positioned, ground, and everybody will be real quiet. And then she'll play the tape, and you'll have to listen to somebody talk. And then she was like, it was something about subconscious and conscious and wiping your mind of intrusive thoughts. Maybe I don't know. I was scared to slip too much into whatever the fuck they was trying to do. I was scared. So get there, everything is going fine. She never did my housing. From my understanding, when you first make it to the DB shelter, they supposed to immediately do your housing, period. So 3, 4 months later, I get my certificates from every class. I'm thinking like I don't have to go to nobody class. I can get out here and start going to school, get me a job, and start stacking bread for my apartment. Child, no, they pulled me. The director ended up leaving. I knew it was gonna be a problem then. I knew it was gonna be a problem then. The director left. That's when my case manager say, I'm finna torture this bitch. My case manager started torturing me. I look up, everybody doing their housing. I look up, everybody leaving. So I come to her, I go to her and say, when I'm gonna do my housing? She like, oh, we finna do it. So by them being your case manager, they supposed to do the paperwork and put your shit through and send it to whoever they plugs is. This bitch give me the paperwork and I sign it. They all the people email me like your case manager has been put you in for this house and da 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 da. But then she gave me this number to call to go through the house and thing. I felt that was odd because I could never get in touch with the lady. Never get in touch with the lady from the number she called. So 6 months went past and I end up going to the new director like, hey, I'm steady, she steady telling me to call this number, but every time I call the number, the lady not here. The lady sick. The lady can't talk to me. When I'm gonna do my fucking housing thing? So I guess when I went to the director, my case manager get mad because that same morning, those housing things she put through for me, they start emailing me one by one. Uh, you have been removed from this housing. You have been removed. You have been removed. Like four of them email me like I've been removed. I say that's this bitch. So I called them, tried to get back on the waiting list, but after your case manager take you off the list, your ass is good as fuck. So I'm in there. Everybody else in there. Everybody else finding somewhere to stay. This is how I knew she had it in for me. Now it was me and then another girl come in and then another girl come in. Um, so at first I think I was her only client, so she admitted two other women after me. Now I had to meet with her on Wednesdays or something, but every time I'm going to her office to meet her, she got both of the other two girls in there simultaneously walking out. If I'm coming this way, they're in her office like some fucking foot soldiers or something. Like she training them or whatever. They get up, both of them look at me and go the opposite way all the way around. So I'm like, what the fuck is she telling them in the office? Man, you both of the girls, they never talk. She told them, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't say shit, do what the fuck I tell you to do, and I'ma house you before Angela. This is what I know because before the last of the two girls left, I got her phone number and she was telling me, "Oh, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of my case manager too." I think before, if y'all want to see her, I'm gonna show you a picture of my case manager too before I finish this story. So she was like training their ass like some foot soldiers because they was looking at me up and down. Um, it was like a clothing room there and it was a food room there. So every week they'll call you down to the food room. They'll have meats, vegetables, anything you could think of was in the food in the food room. Uh, like three big ass freezers of food, a whole thing of vegetables and fruits, cake mix, spaghetti, just all type of shit. Then they give you like this little piece of paper if you need pads, soap, deodorant. So when I started filling out the little paper, it was like the lady who was packing the bags, like you fill out the little paper and they give it to this little lady. She go downstairs in the basement and she put everything that you put on the paper in the bag. So one day they come and get me out the class, the little lady and the director. So she like, Angela, I lost your sheet of paper. Can you fill it out again for me? But she's standing right there with the director. So I'm checking stuff off that I needed and she looked at the director and was like, Angela, thank you. Then they called the house meeting. They was like, yeah, if people up in here could, Angela, you need to buy your own stuff. Look like you got money. Look like you self-sufficient. So the stuff that people donate to us, we really need it for the moms that can't buy the stuff for themselves. Like they really zeroed in on me was like we can't give you nothing no more. You got to buy your own stuff. I was like, okay, fine. I'll buy my own tissue. I'll buy my own soap. Like, no biggie. Y'all ain't have to call me in and embarrass me like this. Like, okay, like whatever. So that was that. They told me I had to buy my own supplies or whatever. So after that, shit just started going north. They told me to buy my own stuff and shit, right? So I started having my own supplies. And then my son, he's just like a lovable person. He started walking up to the director, going like every day we leaving out. Samaje will run in the director's office and hug and kiss her. Like every morning, he'll just run in the director office and hug and kiss her. So she was like, you know what? I want to give Angela a big apartment on the first floor. So she gave me a bigger, like a way bigger apartment on the first floor. That way it won't be as hard as for me to bring my groceries in, da 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 da, shit like that. My case manager, I guess she felt some type of motherfucking way about it because she had attitude. She had a fucking attitude that the director had moved my child in a big apartment. He needed space to run around. He needed a bigger apartment. We needed a bigger space. But my case manager, she had a fucking attitude. Now back to the housing shit. This bitch had called all the fucking things where she had put me in for the apartments. She called them and told them to take me off the motherfucking list or whatever. So they started emailing me one by one. Your case manager just called us. She requested for you to get removed from the housing. Da da da. Da. I'm looking like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like this shit and weird. Now, the two girls I told you that she used to train their ass like foot soldiers, one of them got their apartment. Now, by this time, this August, remind you, I came in October 2023. Now, it's approaching August of 2024. I'm still in that bitch. They were so weird. Like, they had bikes and scooters. Like, they had bikes and scooters for all the kids there. I see that they had took all the bikes and scooters that Samaje could have rode, and they hid them in the back in the garage. It was like a garage back there. They had like a basketball court. They had like picnic tables. They had two parks. Like they had two parks that you can go outside and take your kid to the park. A park in the right directly in the back of the apartments, and another park on the other side. I don't know if I want to tell you about that. They was hiding Venezuelans in that child. They was hiding illegal ig- immigrants and Venezuelan women in there. Cause me and Samaje went over to that park one day and that baby they came out like 7 deep. Was like, you can't be back here. You can't be back here. And I'm like, why I can't be back here? I've been here for a long time. I ain't never heard nobody. But to come to find out, and they were hiding Venezuelan women, and they were beautiful women. When I say them Venezuelan, they were fucking bad. They were fucking pretty as hell. Then they didn't come outside. They only came outside on the weekend, but they would be back there with their kids in the park. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I would see them, and I would be like, damn, why they not in the same, over here with us? But come to find out, they shut that motherfucking park down because they were, you know, hiding the Venezuelan women. So August approached. She had housed one of the girls, and the other girl, she had got into it with the security guard because they had washing machines there in the basement. It was 75 cents to wash, it was 75 cents to dry. But this girl, she used to work. The case manager gave her a job. The job that she found the girl a job. Now the job that the girl she gave the girl, it was cleaning hotel rooms. She got the girl a job cleaning hotel rooms. The girl had to give her her check stubs or her paychecks or whatever. And the girl was like, yeah, I don't see why every week I work that I got to give them my check stubs and da 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 da. Da." So the girl, she used to like clean toilets. She was working at the hotel room, da 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 da. So the case manager just kept trying to tell me like, I want you to work, Angie. I want you to work, Angie. And I kept telling her, I'm in school. I'm working on my degree. Da 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 da. I got my own money. I don't need to work. She was okay. This is how DB shelters work. When you're a case manager, you get paid if you send the women to a hotel room or some kind of job like that. They get an incentive. They get paid. When the case manager at the DV shelter house you, they get paid. They get like $3,000 to $4,000 for every woman that they find housing to. The thing about that is when they house the women in a DV shelter, they usually send you to a specific place. It usually be at a building where all the other women be at so they can spy on each other, and the case manager can come to your apartment anytime they feel they need to. They can come and knock on your door. You gotta let them in. This is when they find you somewhere to stay. I didn't go through that shit. So when they find you somewhere to stay, you got to do what they say, how they say, and it's a process. They're getting paid for housing you. So when she brought them other two girls in, I already knew I wasn't gonna get housed. I already knew. I was like, oh, she not gonna, she finna miss a bag. So it was telling me that she was finna miss this bag. You know what I'm saying? So it was telling me she was gonna miss this bag. You feel what I'm saying? Like she was finna miss this bag and she was finna miss this bag. She needed two more girls. Like two more girls. She was finna miss this bag and she needed two more girls because it was showing me like Angie, I don't even want that money that I'm finna get paid for housing you. I'm finna give me some more clients in here, and that's guaranteed money. So the first girl got housed. She had like a little girl. Now, man, you that girl wasn't even there for maybe 3 months, 4 months. She got housed right in my face. The second girl, it was approaching for her 3, 4 months, and she got a job. Like I said, she got a job. My case manager got her a job at the hotel room, like cleaning toilets and making beds, whatever they do at the hotel room. She was mad at me because I didn't want her to get, I didn't want to work in no motherfucking no hotel room job. Cause bitch, I had already had my degree and I was working on another degree. So what the fuck I look like letting you send me out somewhere cleaning cleaning motherfucking toilets when I'm in school. I'm working on my double associate. So she was already mad. Like Angela, I can't get Angela to do what the fuck I want her to do. She wanna abide by my rules. I can't tell her anything. So the housing lady, I'm steady calling the housing lady. I'm steady calling the fuck. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all for the gifts. I'm steady calling the housing lady. Like, how long I'm supposed to be in here? Like, it's getting weird. Everybody else think left within 4 months, 3, 4 months. It's approaching a year. Let me tell y'all this aspect of housing. When you first get to the shelter, they supposed to do your housing immediately. You're in immediate danger. The quicker they can house you, the better, so you can get your shit. Um, they let me, my case manager let me linger around that motherfucker so long. It was no chance for me to get housing, cause I wasn't in immediate danger no more. I had been in that motherfucker. I didn't see my ex. It was no chance of us seeing each other. So they want you, they do it fast because you're in danger. You need to get out and get in. They don't want you to linger around there to for any possibility of your abuser to find out where you at and come there and start acting crazy to put all the other women at risk. They don't want to risk all the other women in the shelter. That's what the reason why they supposed to get you in. I think I was there for motherfucking entertainment. I was watched every day. My room was searched all the time. They was calling fucking fire drills all the time, going in my room, searching, looking for shit. Mind you, I didn't keep none of my valuables on there. All my jewelry, I wore that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about it being a DV shelter. I not finna lay none of my fucking rings, bracelets, none of that. And it was a situation like, do your job, lady. It don't matter what I had from the past. It don't matter how I look, how I dress. Just because you're in a DV shelter, it doesn't mean that you have to let yourself go. It doesn't mean that you can look nice, dress nice, still wear your same clothes, still wear your same shoes. It doesn't mean that you can't go out and get a manicure and get your pedicure and your toes did. You got to do shit that make your ass feel better about yourself. You're in a broken place around a whole bunch of other women. You got to do what makes you happy. Don't go in there being them bitches' friends, inviting them in your room, taking them for car, putting them in your car, taking them for a ride. You're not in there for that. Now, I understand the aspect of women coming there that truly don't need help. It was women came in there that truly did not need help, did not experience no domestic violence. They just wanted housing. It's women like that. It's gonna be bitches like that that just want to take shortcuts in life and say, you know what, I don't stand through housing. I don't want to be put on the waiting list. I'ma just go to the shelter because I heard if you go to the shelter, it'll happen fast. It's bitches like that. But when I came there and showing you pictures of abuse, black eyes, if I came there showing you my order protection where my son's father pulled the gun out on me, all this other shit. That means I was a case of domestic violence. How dare you house these other women in front of me and they haven't even went through a traumatic experience like me. Now you trying to it was like she was doing shit in front of me, y'all. It was like she was doing shit in front of me, y'all, where it was like she wanted me to leave. It was like she wanted me to give up. It was like she wanted me to be discouraged. It was like she wanted me to say, you know what? Fuck this shit. Man, just me thinking about this shit, bro. Me thinking about this shit, Joe, it's getting me pissed off. The way she was treating me, it was like she was telling me and showing me in my face that, bitch, I'm not gonna help you, Angie. You might as well pack up your shit and leave and go sleep in your truck. Go back to that nigga that hit you. Crawl back to him because I'm not gonna help you. That's how she was treating me. That's how it was. It was what it was. That's how she was doing me. So before the second to the last girl, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for crying. But me just thinking about back on this, it really hurts and breaks my heart. So before the second to the last girl, the one who she got a job at the hotel room, she had was packing up her stuff in her car, and I was walking my stuff to the garbage, and she was like, Angie, give me your number, cause I'm moving right now. I'll be out of here Tuesday, and I'm like, you moving? She was like, yeah, I got my place, da 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 da. So I gave her my number. When me and that girl talked, she was like, yeah, Angie. Our case, me and her had the same case manager. She was like, yeah, that bitch is jealous of you. I don't know if she obsessed with you. I think she's a lesbian. I think she wants you. I think you want to submit to her. It's something about you that Angie she don't like. But she said, Angie, your ass be sharp as hell. You dress better than her. Everybody think you work here. Everybody loves you. She told me, she said, Angela, the way everybody loves you here, she don't like it. She don't like it. She want people to look at her the way people look at you. She's not gonna help you. She was telling me how she had hooked up with all type of grants. Now this girl, now listen, when they house you, they housed everybody in the ghetto. They house everybody in the same apartment building, stacked on top of each other in the hood where you hear gunshots like places like Argyle Gardens. If you're from Chicago, you know about Argyle Gardens or just in the hundreds, period, not in Riverdale, but in the bad place, in the bad parts of the hood, or on 87 and King Drive, on 63rd and King Drive. When they house you in really bad motherfucking neighborhoods where you got to fight for your life, bitch. So, and they usually house you in the same apartment building so y'all guys can be piled up on and y'all can report back to the case manager because remind you when the case manager find your apartment they get to come and knock on your door they get to because they found you housing so all the women she had housed they were calling her like blowing her phone up like I don't want to be here, I'm scared for me and my kids to go outside, they're shooting. One of the girl who called me, they stole her Hyundai. I don't know if she had a Hyundai. Is it Hyundai or Kia? She had either a Kia or a Hyundai or something like that. And she called me and she said, Angie, I feel so bad. If I would have just looked for my own place, I still have my car right now. I don't have a car. They stole my car. The other girl she housed, she was calling her, blowing her phone up like I'm scared to go outside. All I hear is gunshots. I don't want to take my kids outside. So they house you in very bad neighborhoods and shit like that. So I'm still there. Like bitch, I'm just still there. Now when you call and do a for your housing, they go by points. It's a point system. It's a point system. So depending on whatever answer to the questions that they're questioning you is on the point system. So majority of the points coming from you got your paperwork. You in a DV shelter, you got some proof of some type of violence, DV violence you went through. Like I said, I had my order protection when my baby daddy had put the gun out on me, and that should have been enough to get me up out of there. Like I was in immediate danger. That's criminal. That was a criminal. But I think my case manager told the lady who was doing the assessments, like, fuck that bitch. Just listen to what Angela got to say and put her pal to the side. You feel what I'm saying? So now August 2024, we're approaching. So after that last girl got housed, I said, let me go to corporate. Listen, the thing about it is, they ain't, this is what I'm going to say with this. The way they treated me, it was a couple of other girls listened to me and it broke my heart. My case manager had a couple of other clients that she didn't help. They end up going back to their abuser. They end up giving up, throwing in the towel, and say, you know what? I see that the case manager not gonna help me. Now, if she was doing this while I was there, they had been open since the 1980s. This Pacific DV shelter where I was at, they had been open since the 1980s type shit. I guess she was the top case manager there. They had got the most money by housing women because, like I said, when the case manager house you, they get cut a check. They get a check from that. When they send you and find you a job, they get a check cut from that. So I saw a couple of women that she dogged out and treated like she treated me, and they end up leaving and going back to their abusive ass husband or whatever. So once I just start seeing motherfuckers crying, breaking down, packing their shit up, dragging their kids out of there, saying they had no other choice but to go back to the man that was, abusing them. I say, you know what, this ain't right. This is not right what my case manager is doing. I got to find out who to talk to. I have to find out who to talk to. Sometimes it was difficult, you guys, but I did it. I'm gonna tell you what I did. When you have a nonprofit organization, the DV shelter where I was in, it was a nonprofit organization. Sometimes it'd be kind of hard to find out who to talk to and who to report these motherfuckers to because it's a nonprofit organization. I found out I found out who I talked to about them, who was they sponsors, who was sponsoring, who was donating money, who was donating these supplies. I sat there and did my research and found out who all their sponsors was. Who do I call it and report my case manager to? So listen, I finally found out, and mind you, the director was never there. The director is the case manager's boss. You'll go to the director, she'll never be there. She'll never be there. She really don't. really want to hear it. She really didn't want to do nothing. But we had called a meeting because my case manager, what had happened? I went to go get Samaj one day, and my case manager called me like, we having an emergency house meeting. Hurry up and come back. I need you to come to this emergency house meeting. I'm looking like, now you know my child got autism. That's gonna send him. That's gonna freak him out. Him being in the room with all the other moms. Don't nobody else got their kids. Like, is it another way we can do this? Can y'all just have a meeting and you just like tell me what, like, just give me a rundown of what was said and what was happening in the meeting? She was like, no, I need you to be here and I need you, even if you have to bring somebody, you need to get here. Child, let me tell you what this bitch, and it took everything in me not to beat this bitch ass that day. I get back with Samaj. Everybody in the conference room. Everybody in the conference room sitting around the round table. Everybody in that bitch. Every mother in the DV show so got a front row seat. I walk in the conference room. Everybody looking at me. I bring Samaj in there. He instantly, they feel shit. Kids, they feel vibes. He knew it was totally off. He gets to instantly pulling me to take him back out of there. Take him back out of there. So I'm trying to calm him down, but ain't no calming him down when he senses a situation that's not good and want to get up out that situation. This bitch get up. Listen, my right hand to God. My case manager get up and say, y'all think Angela's perfect? Y'all think Angela dressed so nice? This is what she has to deal with. Do you see what she has to deal with? She was talking about my son. She was showing them that no matter whatever y'all thought about Angela, this this ain't that. I want y'all to show what Angela has to deal with on a daily basis since y'all think she perfect. And you know what? I want to beat that dog shit out of that lady when she did that. I say you don't never ever in your life expose my child to nobody. You're a dirty, rotten bitch. After that, after that, I started calling around and seeing who the fuck I had to talk to about this bitch. I found out who I had to talk to. Listen, that bitch had to go downtown, downtown to the corporate organizations where I guess where they get their license from, where they go and apply for grants. Who, you know what I'm saying? The city ordinated shit. So she pulled me in her office. She like, yeah, I don't know what you did and who you talked to, but they calling me downtown to see why I haven't housed you yet. Who did you call and what did you say to them? I say, I don't feel comfortable telling you what I said to them. I don't feel comfortable telling you how I found out who to talk to. She was mad than a motherfucker. So they made that bitch go downtown. She said they asked me three questions. How long Angela been there? Why haven't you housed her? And I don't know what other questions she told me that they asked her. She showed me the email. She said I got to go down here. I don't even. She said Angela, I don't even supposed to tell you about it. But I'm telling you, cause she was agitated. She was irritated, like, cause she was looking at me like Angela is smart as fuck. Angela is smart as fuck. Let me tell y'all something. I did that for all the women that narcissistic bitch had broke down. I did that for all the women that had probably got discouraged that really needed housing that she didn't help. She made them women go back to their abuser, and some of them probably got murdered. Some of them probably got killed. Walk, running back, crawling back to their abuser, end up leaving just as broken as they came in here with. You supposed to did your job and treated everybody with respect. Went by the book and got these people housing. It wasn't for your big back Quasimodo looking ass to evaluate it if you like them, if they bow down. So you picked up the torch to abuse these women. They made it out of abusive relationship. And when they came in there and you were their case manager, it's like you picked up the torch to start abusing them and inflicting pain on them. And so that's what I did it for, cause ain't no telling how many women before me she had did that shit to. Some of them probably killed themselves because when you're in a DV shelter, all type of shit be going through your mind when you in that room, when you isolated, and especially the way she did me. She told everybody in there, "Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to her." I'll be looking at these women like I'm a nice person. Like you see how all the other people that work there love me. Like, what did she tell you? She told them, "Don't talk to me, and if I see you talking to Angela, and I give any inkling that you talk to Angela, I'm gonna put your ass out of here, and I'm not gonna house you." That's what she told them. Listen, I found out who to talk to. That bitch had to go downtown to corporate and talk to them people. They want to know why has Angela been in there so long? What's going on? After she went downtown to corporate and answered them three questions, the lady called me and said, "I got something in store for your case manager. I just can't tell you right now, but I got something in store for her ass." That was on a Friday. When the lady said, "I got something in store for the case manager, I can't tell you yet, but just be on the lookout." That was on a Friday. I was picking my son up from school. Monday, my case manager called an emergency meeting. She was like, "I'm leaving for Florida. I'm moving to Florida." All her other clients, they got the boo-hooing, crying. You know me, I'm sitting at the table. Nah, bitch, you got fired. Ha! You got fired. Tell these folks the truth. You got fired from the way you've been inflicting pain on me and treating me. Wipe y'all eyes. Why y'all crying over this bitch? She ain't y'all last hope. She ain't y'all last will. She was really training y'all like foot soldiers to look at me dirty and treat me rotten, hoping that wishing and praying that y'all treat me bad too. That bitch got fired. She was sitting there, and when she wanted to cry so bad because she was really the face of this DV shelter. She did the motherfucking commercials. She was like the billboard child for they motherfucking ass. She the one did the interviews. She was the one who was doing the intake. So she was really like the Jerry's Kids plaster child for the DV show. So she had the first parking space. She had the best parking space. She had a little Lexus truck child. It was old as hell, but she had a little Lexus truck child. It was better than, like what I'm saying, 'cause she was, so she was like, "I'm moving to Florida." I was like, "Nah, bitch, they fired you. Now, check this out. They fired her. They fired her because of the way she treated me. Then I got another case manager. Oh no, listen. I'm missing a part. She announced to everybody that she was leaving to going to Florida, and I was like, every I wanted to tell everybody like no, but I let her have her little moment, child. Listen, I let her have her little moment. Even though my friends say, Angie, you crazy as hell, I would have got up and laughed in her face and said, no, bitch, you fired. I say, no, man, let her ass bow out gracefully. I'm not like that, even though I want to say they fired you, bitch, and start motherfucking dancing. I'm not like that. Even though I shoulda, I coulda, and my friends told me, bitch, you crazy, because I would've. I said, no, I'm not, I wasn't gonna do that. Let her come up with her little lie to know she finna leave for Florida. Mind you, it was another case manager in training. You feel what I'm saying? Like she was shadowing my case manager. Like my case manager was giving her like training her training her for the job or whatever. Child, what had happened? The lady, they end up putting me on the priority list. Like it's like the housing priority list or whatever. So this was motherfucking November of 2024. They end up putting me on priority. Child, by that time, I had already, by me calling and networking and trying to figure out who do I talk to about this nonprofit organization and get this bitch fired. I end up rubbing elbows with a lot of prominent fucking people. So, child, so I met this lady and she was like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do what she should have did and I'm gonna help you. So she was like, you want to meet up at a library or nothing? I said, we don't got to meet up at no library. You can come to the DV shelter where I'm at and we can meet up there and come up with a game plan and do the paperwork. Now, mind you, this is on the last week of my case manager. This is the week of my last case manager's week. So I'm like, my case manager, she don't work here no more. She's not my case manager. So when you come here, you don't got to answer no questions for her, but you do have to sign a confidentiality agreement to come here because it's abused women here. And, you got to just sign the paperwork, the confidentiality, and show them your credentials and we can be in the conference room or whatever. So when the lady came and we went in the conference room, my case manager was in her office. The director was in her office. Hold on, y'all. So my case manager was in her office and the director was in her office in a meeting and shit, right? So the lady we meet in the conference room. So the lady was going um do like a plan to get me housed. She was like, I'm finna come there. So they had to she was training somebody too. Somebody was shadowing her. It was a man. So they had to sit out there and sign a confidentiality agreement. So we went in the conference room and we was doing the housing shit and Everybody was in a huddle and shit, 'cause I had to go out there and get her ink pen and get some white out or some shit. I had to go out there. Everybody was in a huddle out there, like all the people that worked at the shelter. They was like whispering, like, "What is Angie up to? Who's those people?" She had come up here like they were getting scared. They were panicking because they don't know who in the fuck did I call. Did I call some inspectors? Did I call somebody from the city? They were fucking freaking out when I was in the room with the people. All they asked was like paranoid, like who in the fuck did Angie call up here? Like this whole motherfucking shit is finna shatter. Like she really making moves. She really like serious. Like we should have went on and helped that bitch. She should have been out of here. Don't regret it now. So anyway, the lady, they had to put their credentials down. That mean, sh- sh- um, so the lady had put on the sign in sheet, like her name and her number and shit, right? So a week later, she was like, I was just calling you because it freaked me out. I was like, what? She was like, that whole facility, it just gave me eerie vibes and shit like that. She was like, somebody called me with a weird name and was questioning me and asking me what we were talking about, Angela. And I told them that I couldn't tell her nothing because it was confidential. I said, what's her name? Antranae? Because Antranae, my case manager name was Antranae. That's a weird name. That is a weird name. I never heard of the name Antranae. I say, did she say her name was Antranae? She said, yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. Antranae. I said, that was my case manager. That bitch got fired. I'm glad you ain't tell her nothing. It wasn't her business. It was kind of weird for her to call you, to ask you who you were, why were you there? Da 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 da. Mind you, I told you my case manager, she was weird as hell. She used to come around the room, take my phone chargers, switch my phone chargers out to them cheap ass phone chargers where they break from the neck. That bitch was stealing my perfume. I went to the extreme to cut all the tags out my clothes, like cut all the tags out my clothes, cause they just kept asking me. Everybody was asking me, Angie, where do you shop at? Where do you get your clothes from? Mind you, I was still getting mail, but I was getting mail to my baby daddy house. But packages, I had my like packages come there sometimes. But the medical supplies for my son, they wouldn't send them there. They would not send them there because it wasn't my address. It was to a DV shelter. They was like, uh-uh. So my case manager used to open up my packages, then knock on my door. I don't know what the fuck she was on. She was just weirdly obsessed with me. Ain't no way, lady, you supposed to be opening up my packages. You that thirsty to know where I'm shopping at, where I'm getting my shit from. Man, I was there 18 months, so I had a right to buy clothes, you know what I'm saying? Because they supposed to took you down to the clothing pantry once a month and they had stuff where like Lululemon and Nike and they donate stuff like Victoria's Secret used to donate stuff. She never invited me down there. After my case manager left, they start invite. That's when I used to do them videos. If you go way back to my other videos, that's when I started showing like the stuff that they used to have down in the clothing room. Like one time I had found the Hermes purse, bitch. It was a Hermes purse down there. I still got the Hermes purse. Like rich people used to donate shit to there and they used to let us go down there and get it brand new shit. Everything had tags on it. Everything was matter of fact, let me show y'all the Hermes purse that I had got that one time. I still got it. Yes, bitch. I ran and got it authenticated. I ran and got this bitch authenticated. I'm like, is this really a Hermes purse? Now, people used to Hermes, but they're used to Birkin bags. You know what I'm saying? Hermes make various bags, but this is a Hermes bag. So, bitch, I ran and got it. Don't like authenticated. It is real. I was like, so I used to find, and oh yeah, I had found this Burberry jacket down there too. I know I'm getting all off topic, bitch, but let me show you the Burberry jacket too. I had got it from down there. So I used to go down there and find. I used to go down there because just had started calling me down there after my case manager had left, and I was like, when y'all start doing this? And the other case manager was like, my other case manager used to not invite me down there to the clothing room. So when I started going down there to the clothing room, I was motherfucking finding gems because I knew what to look for. So I was finding all the good shit. Like they just looking and I'm looking, I'm running to shit. I'm like, y'all walking past this? Like what's y'all walking past? Because I think they didn't know like name brand nice shit when they found it. Baby, I was finding all type of shit. A lot of shit that I got from the clothing room from the shelter is in the storage. I got a whole nother storage. I'm gonna take y'all to that storage. So, but these like two of some of the items that I did bring here with me, but all the other clothes and toys and shoes that I actually got and bought while I was in the shelter, I put that in storage because I felt like it was bad luck. I didn't want to bring it to my house. Now, where was I when the lady, my case manager called the lady, harassing the lady, asking the lady who she was, what she was doing at the DV shelter, what was going on, da 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 da. Da. I was like, what's her name? And Shanae, she was like, yeah. So I was like, you ain't have to. She was like, I was like, you ain't have to answer none of her questions. She was like, I didn't. So mind you, a lot of shit was going on. Um, they were just treating women really fucking bad. They were inflicting pain on these women. They were torturing these women. Everybody in the DV shelter, they had called Child Protective Services on them. Everybody except me. When I said every motherfucking lady in there with kids, they called DCFS on them. Every day that they went to go get their kids from school, the worker was there with a clipboard. They it was bad in there, y'all. It was bad in there. And at first I was like, what's going on? Um, they was like, yeah, that's DCFS. Standing there with the clipboards and making the women turn the kids around. Everybody had caught a case. They didn't never call Child Protective Services on me because I dress nice. I dressed my motherfucking son like we was still motherfucking shitty shop in that bitch. I wasn't finna it was like they was trying to humble me up in there. You can't nobody humble me. Can't nobody I don't yell at my son, I don't curse him. Ain't him I do whatever I let him do whatever he wanna do. But everybody else, they had a case. You see what I'm saying? So the way they were just treating women in there, a lot of them was going through the court system. A lot of them was fighting for custody. A lot of them did come there and file for child support. A lot of them lost. A lot of them had to like be there without their child because maybe like it was a girl. It was a girl that was kids that had kids, but her baby daddy had like one custody, so she had the kids 1 week, and then they'd go with the father the other week. So, like 2 weeks out of the month, they had their kids there at the shelter, and then 2 weeks out of the month, they'd go without their kid. It was the worst. Okay, second straw was I had got a new case manager. This bitch started opening up my mail. She opened up. By this time, my baby daddy had ripped my motherfucking mailbox off the wall, and he had told the judge, like, she can't have get her mail here, anymore. She got to find somewhere else to get her mail. Da 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 da. So it was just a metal mailbox. It was attached to the building. When he was at work, I used to go there, put the key up, get my mail, and hurry up and run. So I never saw him. If I got a package or some medical supplies, he used to put in a designated area, whatever, and I'll go to that area and get my shit. This was approaching the 18 months I had been there. So I started getting my mail there. Now, the new case manager, this bitch start opening up my mail and shit. Baby, I reported they ass again. Now I'm getting ready to get up out of there. Mind you, I'm getting ready to get up out of there. Like I had start looking for apartments, going around looking for apartments, but I didn't want to live there, so I start traveling like an hour away, 2 hours away, an hour and a half away, getting closer to this state, getting closer to that state, getting closer to different areas that was out of that state. So I had came here and to view a apartment, and I had told them like, man, I live in a domestic violence shelter. Just give me a chance. I won't cause any problems. How much is the rent? I can show you I can make 3 times the rent. Um, um, I can pay like when you get in these buildings, they want you to pay like administration fees and shit. And sometimes the administration fees be like $500 or $600. So I had paid the administration fees and shit and did the application. So when I had talked to the man, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, give you the apartment. You look like you're not, you know what I'm saying, like you're not gonna cause no problems, da 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 da. So I had actually prayed and saw myself here and shit went outside, and he was like, you don't have to worry, the apartment is yours. Um just you had to do shit. You had to give them access to your bank account. They gotta look, you know what I'm saying, shit like that to prove to them that you'll be able to pay rent because they don't want to, these apartments don't want to rent to you, and they end up having to evict for you because you have to give them access to your bank account. So I had to do all that shit. So I ended up moving here, and before I moved here, my other case manager, I said the landlord is trying to give me the apartment. I got the apartment. Can you just tell my case manager just to write a letter of residency showing that I live here? I didn't have any rental history. I never had any bills in my name. I had fixed my credit up. My motherfucking credit was like 651. I had built my shit back up and saved all my motherfucking bread while I was in there. So my case manager was like, "No, I'm not finna write a letter to the landlord because you don't pay rent here." I say, "Bitch, I didn't ask you to tell them I pay rent here. It's a DV shelter. They just want to know what have I been for the last 2 years. Write me a letter of residency." She was like, "No." So I go to the manager. I say, "Can you get my case manager?" Now this the new case manager. The old case manager that was doing all that fuck shit, they had fired her. This is the new case manager. She wouldn't give me a letter of residency to give the people here, saying that I was in a DV shelter because I didn't have any rental history. So I went to the manager and she called my case manager in here and she was like, "Angela is lying to these people saying she pay rent here." I say, "No, in the fuck I'm not." So I pulled up the email. I said, "They're asking her for a letter of a residency. That means why I reside at, bitch. Why I lay my head at now. They not asking you that I pay rent here. They just want to know confirm that I have been in the DV." So she said, "Give Angela that letter. Give Angela that letter right now. Give her that letter right now." She was like, "I'll type it up at the end of the day and slide it under her door." She said, "No, Angela's not a dog. You're going to knock on her door and give it to her." That was the last time I saw that case manager. That bitch got fired. That bitch got fired. Now this approaching May, March, April, May, June-ish of 2025. They kept doing shit to me, y'all. They kept doing shit to me. I kept reporting their ass. By the end of when I was getting ready to transition out that motherfucker and move here, they had closed that bitch down. I had called that many times on them and was telling everything they was doing to me, everything. The people who was sponsoring them, they pulled out, they stopped funding because they was like, if y'all doing this to Angela, ain't no telling what y'all been doing for all this time. Ain't no telling how many lives and women life y'all done fucked up. What really changed my life, y'all, what really changed my life in there was a security guard. It was a security guard. They had 24/7 security. 24/7 security. The walls on there, it was like it looked it like a jail. Like looked it like a jail. They had walls with barbed wire around the walls, brick walls. Like the walls was like this thick, stacked up with bricks. Cap, what do you mean, Cap? I got documents for everything I'm saying. What do you mean, Cap? I got documents for everything I'm talking about. The walls were so high, it had barbed wire around. And matter of fact, y'all can Google it. So what are you talking about? How the fuck you gonna tell me about my story? Anyway, it was thick walls with barbed wire because they had to protect the women. They had to protect the women in there. They didn't want, they didn't want us to sneak, you know what I'm saying? Some women, they'll be sneaky and try to sneak men in there and they'll be jumping over, the regular fence and they'll be climbing in their window. They had cameras everywhere. It's not capped because if you go all the way back to my videos, you can see the DV shelter or whatever. Um, so they had thick walls and they had like this gate that you had to pull up and down to get in the gate and then drive in. And like it was just weird. Like, listen, A lot of shelters are different, different made, different ran. You can't tell me where I lived at and what they were doing. Point blank, period. The walls are still there. The building is still there. They closed that motherfucker down. Point blank, period. They closed it down because I think they got scared because I could have potentially sued they motherfucking ass for discrimination. You can fucking sue a DV shelter. You can't sue a nonprofit organization. I think they closed that bitch down because I would have broke the news suing they motherfucking ass. So they said, you know what? They came to a collective agreement that when Angela leaves, we have to shut it down. All they sponsors pulled out. When I got the telling and word got the circling around town of how they was doing me and my child, they said we don't want no parts of this. We thought we were funding a wholesome program. We thought we were investing in a wholesome program. But come to find out, this ain't nothing but a motherfucking hoodwink. Y'all hoodwinking us. Because of what you guys are doing. What are you doing with our money? If you're not getting these women housing? Why are y'all picking and choosing who get housed? Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, why y'all just can't sit down and shut the fuck up and have a seat and let me tell my story? It's people like you that was working there. Like, chill, bro. Hold on. Like, chill, bro. Like, they even got a commercial. Matter of fact, and let me see if I can. They even had a commercial. Like, they even had a commercial. Like, so by the time I was getting ready to leave, they had closed the facility down, and they had threw away all the toys. They had like this room with a whole bunch of toys in there. They had threw everything away. They was getting rid of everything. And they was like, Angela, if you need to come live with us and be with us, you can. I was like, nope, I'm going to a hotel. So from when I left there, I went to stay at a hotel, child, for like 11 days, and then I had moved in because they couldn't let me move in the middle of the month. You know how apartments is; they want you to move in on the first of the month, and da 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 da. Da. And that is my story. But what really changed my life is a security guard that had worked there, and I had broke down. I was like, "What is it about me?" And she said, "Angela, from the first moment I saw you, I could tell you were a chosen one. You were a divine goddess." She said, "I see the way they look at you, the way they talk and whisper." She said, "You don't never give up. From the first moment I saw you, I knew you were a divine goddess. Do you hear me? Do not let these people break you. If I saw it in you, they see it in you too. They are mad that you are determined. You have the willpower and you doing a good thing." She said, "I am proud of you, Angela. You are a good mother. You are a good role model. I don't ever want you to get weak and give up." That security guard changed my life. They was so weird there that they saw me like talking to the security guard. So the lady, the secretary that was in, see, sometimes that's a prime example of when you go through stuff with narcissists. I went through it with a narcissistic, malignant man, and then I went to this DV shelter with these motherfucking women. When you get through and they send your ass up and through and you tell your story, it be so unbelievable that nobody would believe you. You don't have to believe me. This is my motherfucking story. This is my story. It's just my story. Like it is. Let me see if I can find they commercial while I'm talking though. Um the security guard, she was just saying how they were mad and how they were mad and how they was just trying to break me down and how they were just haters and shit like that. Let me see if I can find the commercial though. Since she's saying I'm capped and then it'll show my case manager there. Like this to explain a lot because this ain't like so what you saying I imagine all this shit I went through. Like only thing that matters is I got the fuck out of there. I survived. Period. Hold on. House of Good Shepherd. I found that commercial. Here you go. Since y'all saying I'm lying. This is where I was. And I'm gonna show you my case manager. This is the shelter. This is the shelter. And I probably get copyrighted for this. They poisoned his ass. He was the father. It was a Catholic Charities. This is the shelter. I hope they show the brick walls too. You see those brick walls? Those were the brick walls I was just talking about. That was the father. They poisoned his ass and got him out of there. He was fighting for his life. I'm gonna show you my case manager too. See, that's the director. That was the program director right there. That was the program. So whatever the fuck you talking about, that's my story. This is my story. I'm gonna show you my case manager. This is one of the women. This is one of the women that's talking and they got hurt and they got hurt. That was a direct look. That's Mary. Look, that is the commercial of the DV shelter. So whoever said it was cap, this shit is real life. That shit was real life. And the brick walls, y'all just saw the brick walls. Hey, fucking, I'm gonna show you my case manager because she was like the poster child. Yeah, it's crazy. They closed that motherfucker down because I could have potentially sued they ass and been a fucking millionaire. They say I exposed they ass. Wait till they show my case manager. Just wait. Just wait. Wait till they show my case manager. Is this shit real deal? Holyfield. Like I exposed they ass. You say, how has this part of your life changed your future as life lesson um concern? I haven't changed. I'm gonna always be the person I am. I'm still a great mother. Um I'm still a great mother. I'm still a great woman. Um I'm still a great woman. I'm still a see, this is the process that she went through. I'm gonna show you when they show my case manager, I'm gonna show her she black. I'm gonna show you. This, it hasn't changed me one bit. While I was in there, I was working on my degree. I was stacking my bread. I was fixing my credit up. I was fighting a um child support case. I was fighting the order protection to keep my order protection against my baby daddy. I was fighting. Here go my case manager. This was my case manager. This was my case manager, Antranae. You see, look at God. Didn't I say her name was Antranae way before this? Now y'all made me pull up these people. That was my case manager with her ugly motherfucking ass. Now you see why she was mad and she was jealous and she was a hater. It ain't had nothing to do with looks, but that was my case manager. I told you she was like the poster child for that motherfucker. I wasn't even gonna show y'all. I wasn't even gonna show y'all and expose these people. But since y'all say I was capped, come on now. Come on now, that shit was real. And see, I got receipts. Let me tell y'all something. Anything I ever say and talk about on here, I'm not gonna say it unless I can pull out receipts. Come on now. Here she go. That motherfucker was like a coat. She's sitting there crying. She's sitting there crying, but she treating people like shit. She's sitting there crying, but sitting up there treating people like shit. Man, that phony ass shit up out of here. Anything I went through, baby, I can find. I'm smart. I can show receipts. I can prove it. I wasn't even gonna show y'all that. But since somebody came somehow cap, baby back. What I went through is real life. It was real torture and I closed that motherfucker down because ain't no telling what how many women they have tortured before me. How many women that probably had gave up had to go back to they had to go they had to go back to their abuser, had to go back to getting abused, tried to get out, went to them for help. They closed that motherfucker down. She had to go down there and meet with the head of the Catholic motherfucking charities. And they was like, why you, this Angie is causing too much commotion. Y'all know I could have sued they motherfucking ass. I could have been a millionaire right now the way they treated me. They closed that motherfucker down. So who I'ma sue? I still might sue their ass as a whole. Cause they just closed that down. And you can tell it was some kind of cult because they closed that location down and ran to another location and opened up shop. They just packed everything up from that location. The father that y'all saw right there, they poisoned his ass. They used to have mass there on Friday. Tell you how God's so good. I'm finna tell you how God's so good. They used to have mass there on Friday. One day he came out and was stumbling out and holding his heart. And baby, they had like put something in the food and they poisoned his motherfucking ass. He never came back to that, but he never came back. You didn't see him no more. He was in the hospital recovering. There was some demons up in that place. But you know what? I wouldn't trade me going through that experience for nothing in life. Nothing in life. This is my life and this is my testimony and I'm telling it for a reason. Allegedly. Yeah, I'm gonna say allegedly. Allegedly they poisoned him. Allegedly they poisoned him because they didn't want him to be seeing me in that motherfucker for 18 months and say, why is I'm constantly seeing Angela? Like, why? any potentially any and everybody that was around witnessing me getting abused, they got them up out of there so they won't answer questions. They didn't think I was smart enough to find out who to talk to, who to complain to, because like I say, when you're in a DV shelter, it's really kind of hard to find out who they work for, who you report them to because they are their own boss. It's just like you saying eating at a restaurant and you like, who is the boss? And the manager come out and say, I'm the manager on duty. And you say, no, I want to talk to the head of the head. You have to go to corporate. After that, you have to go through corporate. You have to go through corporate. Point blank, period. So I followed the steps to get them shut down because, and they had been there since the 80s. Like they had been there since the 80s. I don't know if my case manager, she could have been working with my malignant narcissistic ex, because it's kind of funny that I was the only person going through that abuse. I was the only person that didn't get housed. I was the only person that left there broken and had to work and fight for my own housing. I want to say, anyway, I'm glad they didn't house me because when you go through a DV shelter and they find you somewhere to go, they only give you 2 years. Let me say it again. When you go to a DV shelter and they eventually house you, they only house you for 2 years. After 2 years, you're on your own. They get to pick where you live at. I would have never lived here. My 2 years would have been up. I would have been struggling like a motherfucker, poor as hell. I would have been, they have to knock on your door. They entitled to come in your house. They entitled to go through your stuff. When you get housed by a DV shelter, the case manager has to come to your house because they want to make sure ain't no man living there. They want to make sure you're not tearing up the folks shit. They want to make sure that the DCDF, what else, CPS or whatever fuck DCFS still can come and access your kids with a clipboard. What you say? I'm happy for you, Angie. They didn't have to treat you that way. God didn't like ugly. Amen. They didn't have to treat me like that. That told me that I'm really somebody. They really told me and they showed me that it's something else to me than just the exterior. They taught me that I have a light. That is what's going on in the inside of me, emulating out. When you have a light, it attracts dark. It attracts a lot of narcissists. It attracts a lot of warlocks. It attracts a lot of Jezebels. They taught me who I was. If I would have went to that place and got housed for 2 years, they would have say if I would have went to that DB shelter and they said, "Man, let's house Angela." Bam. I would have went from the DV shelter to their housing. I wouldn't have found, I would have never learned myself. I would never learned that I was a divine goddess. I would never learn who I am. And I had to go through that so I can speak up for myself and speak up for other women they had probably treated like shit and picked up the torch with motherfucking inflicting pain on them because it's a lot of women that probably went through and that abuse that they were doing in the shelter and probably killed themselves. Ain't no telling how many apartments they had to come in there and get dead bodies out because the women probably got behind them closed doors and committed suicide. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because everybody it was not strong enough to cope with it. You already leaving a domestic violence situation and then you're isolated in the room with your kids. A lot of bitches was in the rooms beating the dog shit out them kids. You heard them through the walls because they're mad. They were upset. They were in that situation. Hurt people hurt people. A lot of women in there were beating the dog mess out of their children, point blank. That's why a lot of them was getting CPS called on them because they were like, man, a lot of they, man, it was so much stuff. It was so much stuff that was going on. Oh, how many, um, and how many years you've been out and you're still stuck? What you mean? And how many years you've been out and you still stuck? Who's still stuck? Who's still stuck? What are you talking about? How many years I've been out? I'm not. How many years of who been out? Baby, I'm not. I've been out. My son will be 7. Okay? I'm not stuck. I would never be stuck. I have never looked back. Once I got out, I would never go back. Um, some women do go back and they don't be as fortunate. They go back and get killed and murdered. A lot of women don't get back. I got out and and I know who he is and I know who I am. So that manipulation shit won't fly with me. I got out. I want full sole custody of my child. So I don't have to let him access me. I don't need him. Some women need a man. Some women need a man, so they will put up with anything. I don't have to deal with him. We co-parent through a app called Our Family Wizard. I was with him, like I said, since I was 15 years old. Like y'all is weird. Who stuck? I'm living a good motherfucking life. Good life. When I was in that bitch, I got another degree, saved my money, and before I left that motherfucker, I bought me a car. Okay? Pay my motherfucking bills every month, and that's it. Who's stuck? Stuck like your mama was? Hello? Y'all always got something to say, and y'all, it don't look like I'm stuck. To me, stuck means struggling. Stuck means you can't pay your bills. Stuck means you're like fighting for your life. Like I don't look like I'm stuck, baby. Do you see that I still got a lot of my shit that I had before when I was with this motherfucking ass? Only a person that would have been with somebody for money would have been stuck and went back. Only a money hungry person would have left and said, you know what, I'm in love with the money. I want my life back and went back to that shit. If this is what y'all call being poor and being stuck, this up in here, I'd be poor and stuck any day. If this what you call being poor and being stuck, let me be stuck. Where is your family and child father and you couldn't call and stay with family stuck still living in the past? That sounds like somebody that knows me. That sounds like somebody that knows me. Get them out of here and block them. Where's my child's father? He wherever he wanted to fucking be at. Because That sound like somebody that loves me. My family is dead. All of them is dead. They died. This is the chain he bought me with my mama and my daddy on there. My mama died of thyroid cancer. My daddy had a stroke. My brother OD'd. My sister, she had something where she had a hysterectomy, some kind of cancer. She died. My grandmother had colon cancer. They died. When my brother died, they didn't even put me in the obituary. My family, I was always the black sheep of my family. You hear me? They half of them motherfuckers didn't like me because my daddy was my daddy and he took care of my mama. They didn't never like me because all that phony ass fugazi shit they already knew that I can see through that shit. I don't have to explain shit to you because at the end of the day, even if I did have family, even if I did have family and was able to call a cousin and say, my baby daddy abusing me, he put the gun out on me. Can I come and stay and sleep on your couch? I'm finna give you a scenario of how y'all sound weird as fuck. Just a scenario. You say where my family is. Say I did have a cousin that I was able to call her and say, girl, I had to get an order of protection on my baby daddy. He put the gun out on me. Can I come sleep on your couch? So I was supposed to take my son and invade her space and go sleep on her couch. How long that was gonna last for me staying with a family member? Who wanna go from house to house, sleeping on couch to couch with a family member members? I don't wanna stay with nobody. I got too much shit, bitch. As you can see, like make it make sense. Who want to keep going from house to house, sleeping on couches? So I was supposed to go down a list of my family going to sleep on everybody's couch instead of going somewhere and healing and doing shit for myself. The same bitch talking, bitch. You probably in a low, uh, 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 you probably sleeping on somebody's couch, bitch. You probably a homeless ass bitch and still ain't learned your lesson. You steady worry about the wrong shit. I think I did the right thing. Matter of fact, I know I did the right thing. I know my mama and my father is smiling from the heavens and said, baby, I didn't want to tell you about that nigga. I knew that nigga was a fucking piece of shit, but I did not want to tell you, Angela, because I knew you loved him. And one day you would realize what we saw. But baby girl, we couldn't tell you because we know you loved him. And we knew you was capable enough when it was all said and done. And if you had to leave, you would have been divinely protected. You would have followed the right steps. She's telling a story. She is not stuck. Yeah, like people be weird as hell. You did the right thing. Plus, I would have encouraged the family you stay with. I didn't want to go stay with nobody. I didn't want to go sleep on nobody's couch. What would have been the end result in going to sleep on a family member's couch with my son as a grown woman? I was the black sheep of the family. Sometimes it be it be people that you don't even think that's gonna make it up and out and through, but we do. Like, why would I put a family member in danger? Why would I involve a family member in my bullshit? Why would I and triangulate a family member where he can come to their crib and say, talk some sense into Angie. Tell her to come on back home. I know you tired of her in your house. She too much. You know, like y'all, I did the right thing, bro. It's people like you and everybody on here listening to my story. If I can just help one person where everything I just said, I did my part. I broke down what I went through. I broke down housing. I broke down DV violence. I broke down narcissistic people. I broke down all shit, all type of shit. Stop playing in these people face. How I'm playing in the people face. Now I'm finna pull out. Now I'm finna pull out the eviction notice, and now I'm finna start showing paperwork. Yeah, that's what I'm finna do now. Now I'm finna start showing paperwork now. And I'm finna show your name, because this ain't nobody but you. Now I'm finna show your name. And now I'm finna show your name, buddy. Find you somebody to play with. Now I'm finna show you your name, buddy, in your picture. Because find you somebody to play with. Unique, unique. Go find you somebody to play with. Unique. Okay? Find you somebody to play with. Find you somebody to play with, unique. Okay? Because I got paperwork. I'll show you the eviction notice. I'll show you the order of protection right here. Ain't no shame in my game. Ain't no shame in my game. But unique, whoever, whatever your name is, say unique. Go find you somebody to play with. Cause I see you. I see you obsessed with me. You obsessed with me. You obsessed with me. Let me pull out this paperwork. No, I, cause I don't know who that is. Keep saying I'm lying and I'm capping. Like, why would I lie about a situation? Like, be for real. Somebody named Unique. What she say? She said, for real though. She said, you say you don't need to prove anything to anybody. But, cause I want to know at the end of the day, what the fuck is she talking about? Why are you even on my shit though? Unique. Big ups for you. Big ups for you, whatever you got going on. But you might be watching me because you know that they gonna come for your ass too. Well, you gonna be in the same position because you know it'll never be you. It's gonna always be me. So you probably looking to to plan your escape too. You whoever you are, unique. That's what to say your name is, unique. You better hope you'll never go through nothing like this. And if you do, you better you better you better oh, here we go. There's a lot of police reports. A whole bunch of police reports. There's some of the abuse. A lot of police reports right here. Okay, let me just read a lot of police reports. Police reports. Police reports. So all these are police reports. Like capping about what? Like capping about what? You see how God is so good. I'm able to, like, you see how I'm able just to pull up shit. You see how I'm just able to pull up shit. You see how I'm just able to pull up shit? Like, bro, you better hope you don't ever have to go through shit that I went through. And if you do, I hope you're watching me and take some pointers, child. because I'm trying to figure out like what is the problem? Like why is I'm getting so much hate for something I went through? Now, if you want to see the eviction notice and if you want to see any other papers, I'll show you because ain't no shame in my game. Like I say, I'm here to tell my story. This is my story. You worse than them narcissistic ass bitches that was in a DV show. So you trying to tell you what I didn't go through and what I didn't experience when I have the receipts. I have proof. The proof is in the pudding, and I'm a real down to earth person. I'm not embarrassed of anything I went through. I'm not embarrassed of anything. Some people would have made it here and would never even talked about their past. They wouldn't even acknowledge it. All I have is me, and I'm okay with that. I'm not bitter about it. You, I'm not bitter about it. I can handle me being a single mother because I'm still working on myself. I'll wait. I'll wait. When God get good and goddamn ready and through working on me, I'll wait. But instead of now, I'm still healing. I'm still healing myself. I'm still having fun. I'm still living my life. So you coming on here telling me I'm a lie and where's my family? They are dead. They are dead. It's very rare, but it happens. This is the chain my baby daddy bought me with my mom and my daddy on there. He bought it for me like 8, 9 years ago. Now, if you want me to pull my family albums out, if you want me to pull obituaries out, I got a whole bunch of obituaries. Watch this. I got a whole bunch. I'll show you. Do you want me to pull the obituaries out of my whole family? Like, you're weird. Like, your ass weird, bro. And I think you talking about this shit like it's gonna hurt. You talking about the shit like it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt me because I went through it. I lived it. Me going to live flock up on a family member couch with me and my son, I still wouldn't have made it to this point. I still wouldn't have got a motherfucking apartment in a high rise condominium where everybody motherfucking rich as fuck driving Aston Martin trucks and I showed you the Maybachs and all type of shit. I'm glad I'm right here. I'm safe. I blend right in. I don't cause no problems. I don't play loud music. I don't be cussing and fussing. I ain't got no niggas running in and out my apartment. I got money. Whatever I see, I can buy. You see the motherfucking boxes that I open up every day. I sit right here. I chill. I drink my coffee. I do my content. Then I go out and face the world. You mad? What's so upsetting about that? I moved out of a house and everything that I had in the house, it's able to fit in my condo. That's a flex to me. That's a flex. Still got majority of the shit that he bought me. You need to go somewhere. I don't give a fuck what you own, bitch. That's what you got to do. That's what you wanted to do. What makes you think I'm in competition with you? I'm sitting here telling my story. Why are you in the comments screaming for your life because you need attention? Somebody give her some attention because she needs some attention because this we're not in secret competition, sweetheart. And I don't even know you from a can of paint. That's how I know that could potentially be somebody that knows me. Because you're screaming up and down in the comments like we're in secret competition. How is me sitting here sharing what I went through you telling me your credentials. It's not about you, it's about me telling my story. So it seems like you somebody that know me in real life and you're in secret competition with me. Man, fine. You can't be having no business right now because you on here arguing with me. Have a good day, sweetheart, because I see you having a fucked up day and I see that you're mad because I stayed here and everything I went through, it didn't break me. It didn't break me, it didn't wear me down, it didn't tear me down. Angela is a real down to earth person. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and turn your post notifications on. Um, and always, I want y'all to remember to do right and kill everything. And to the mad, sad ass bitch that I was just arguing back and forth with, girl, I hope your day gets better.